Wait, I want to invite Yuri just to join us. Send me a link so he could join.
Oh, sure, yeah. I actually got it.
Maybe.
I think I got it. I got it copied on my phone. That's where I have it copied. Hang on. Yeah, there. Okay. Okay. If you want to, like, have the stream open and muted also, you could do that just so you can, like, read chat.
Oh, I could.
So, okay, wait, I started the recording.
How do I mute it? How do I mute it on,
I'm not sure.
mobile?
I'm not sure exactly. It's gotta be there somewhere. Let me open Twitch.
Oh, I found it. Chat only. No audio. Wait, no.
Is that a button you can press?
No, I can't do that.
Somewhere. Let me open Twitch. Oh,
I found it. Chat only.
No, I turned the volume up. I wanted to turn it down. Whoa, was that you? Yes. Hi.
Hello?
You should. Why wouldn't you be able to mute? Just because.
I don't know how to do it on mobile.
That's stupid.
Well, I could always just open it on my computer. And
Yeah.
then... Okay, let me bring my stolen goods downstairs with me.
Okay.
Hi, Lucy.
It's been recording for like 2 minutes now, and I haven't really done anything to talk.
It's okay. Procrastinating is okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, I guess I'll get started and kind of what happened last time. The recap. I think. So they went to the Knee Sect area, and they followed clues to go into the Knee burial grounds. Burial grounds? I don't know. And Jinling almost died, got a curse mark on his leg. Wei Wuxian was like, let me transfer it to my leg. He got outed. Lan Wangji called him out for being Wei Wuxian. And he was like, damn, you got me. What?
Wait, that happens that early?
Yeah, I know, right? I didn't think it happened that early either. But he did. He called it out, and I was kind of surprised. I don't know when I thought it happened, but I thought it. Maybe after E City?
I can't open it on my computer.
I think maybe I thought it happened maybe after E City, right before E City or something. It was a little earlier than I thought, but
I thought it happened around like the Paper Man stuff.
No, I know it was before then, because he knew going to Jinling Tai.
Yeah, like just around then, I guess.
Is that what it's saying? Yeah.
I don't remember how. I don't know how to do timelines.
I know, it's a little. I read this nearly 2 years ago, and that's another part of rereading this. Is remembering a lot of the details, like the fact that the scene that I chose to redraw for this stream is when Jinling let Wei Wuxian escape from Jiang Chang. After Jiang Chang was like, absolutely for certain, I know you are Wei Wuxian, I hate you, what are you doing back here? Jinling released him.
Jinling's like, yeah, my uncle is fucking insane. You go on your way now.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Not. I know you're not Wei Wuxian because Wei Wuxian wasn't gay. So you can go. But anyways, I forgot.
Can I say a slur?
What slur? I don't think you can.
I was gonna say Jinling says the F slur.
Oh. I mean, you can say it as the F slur, but I don't think you can say it, or else I will get my account banned. Even if you yourself are gay.
Okay, I'm no slurs. What's like the gay equivalent of breeder?
I don't.
Like a slur that isn't a slur?
I don't think there is one. I mean, it seems like people are using twink that way sometimes. And that's appropriate, I think.
Yeah, fair.
But in that scene, when Jinling lets him go, Jinling is wearing Zidian. I don't remember Jinling ever wearing Zidian, so that kind of blew my mind.
Well, because Jiangsheng left him tied up with it, and
He wasn't.
can't
No,
use
he was
it,
just. He
so
was just.
he just took it off of him, right?
No, he was just tied up normally. I don't know if he was even tied up at all. I think he was like restrained by Fairy, and that's it. And I did air quotes around restrained.
Right.
Well, he definitely was using Fairy to intimidate him, because then Wei Wuxian yells out Lanshan, and Zhang Cheng's like, "What the fuck did you just say?" So he was using Fairy to intimidate him and keep him frozen in place.
Wait, I'm gonna open
the book.
Not the book.
Oh.
The manhwa.
Oh, okay. I don't think he was restrained with Zidian in that scene, but apparently when Zhang Cheng left, he gave Zidian to Jinling, and I didn't even know Jinling could wear Zidian. But so that's why I chose to draw that, because I just wanted Jinling wearing Zidian.
That's valid.
Mm-hmm. And purple glow all over. Anyways.
Where do I find it?
I think that's kind of all that happened. The drunk scene with Lanshan is coming up. Probably what I'll read tonight.
Woo, gay people.
Yeah. Pretty sure that's all that happened. It wasn't super eventful, but it was important stuff.
That's valid.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I think I might have read through them when they were in Cloud Recesses. I started after the flashback, so it started when they were in Cloud Recesses, and they were trying to, like, sedate the ghost arm. And Wei Wuxian played the flute horribly, and Shiren woke up from his almost comatose-like state to be like, your flute playing sucks, and then passed back out.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm dying, but it needs to be said. You suck.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So, oh wait, I need to switch on the, yeah, so that's the art of the day. That's the recap. I think that's everything that happened, pretty much. They found more of the body, I think.
In order to see the chat, I can't see the art, which is sad, but oh well.
I mean, I sent the art to you directly, so you could see it that way.
I know that. I just mean, like, in the stream, I can't.
So they found part of the body, I think, when they were in the burial castle thing. I don't remember how much, if it was just a legs. I think they found the legs. And next, I think they find the torso.
No, I can't. Never mind. I'm closing Twitch again.
Okay. So, oh shit. Okay. And turning on Chrome so we can read. They updated the website. I don't know how much you can see it. It looks nice.
I don't have Twitch open. Give me a moment.
I mean, I could just send you the Exiled Rebels website and you can look at it.
Oh.
It's got nice colors.
That will be useful.
I assume it's probably related to whatever they are currently translating.
That makes sense.
I don't know what that is, but I like it. So, yes.
Why don't I go to home and see what exactly it is?
I don't understand the naming of the subsections in MXTX's novels, but this part is called Do.
I think it's just Modao Sushi that does this. Because in
No, Tianguoxi Food
Scum Villain, there's
does.
like,
I'm pretty positive they did.
yeah, but Heaven Officials has like, you can sort of get it, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
near the end, there's a chapter that's like red robes fading or something like that, and they're like, oh yeah, Hua Chang dies.
Yeah, motozushis are just one words that are kind of vague.
Completely irrelevant.
Like, what? Why is this called do? And then there was,
I don't know.
and then it will be called like rage or something, and it's like, okay, I guess they're gonna be angry here,
Grass.
but
Let me open the chapters, and I'll pick some favorites.
okay, I need to
some choice
send over
chapters.
some. Okay, I'm on chapter 28.
Arrogance, refinement, contentment, malice, dew, grasses, allure. I don't know how to say that. Courage, poisons, evil. Tenderness, departure.
Why do you say tenderness so much? Anyways, alright. We need to read.
Recklessness.
I like how they call the body dear friend. This is our bestie.
Dear friend.
I mean, yeah. Hey, bestie.
Bestie, disembodied corpse.
Yeah. Alright.
Nightfall, loyalty, longing. These don't make sense. And then if I open Heaven Officials. Oh, fuck, I can't read it on mobile anymore. Okay, we've got the Scrap Immortal, third time entering the Heavenly Capital. Three clowns, night discussion on the Palace of Gigantic Masculinity.
Jesus.
Ghost takes a bride. Crown Prince mounts the bridal sedan. Mountain locked ancient temple. Forest of hanging corpses 2.
2. Electric Boogaloo.
Like, you get a general idea. Not a very good one, but like, if you're someone who's already read through all of these and you're looking for a chapter, it's kind of easy to figure out what you're looking for.
Yeah, I need to continue reading, but I'm intimidated. Instead, I'm just rereading Motozushi. So, I'm gonna open up the Twitch chat on my phone, which isn't as accurate as just reading it off of Streamlabs, but it's fine. Dashboard. Okay. So hopefully I can see that. If anything needs to be said. So, they are not quite at E-City, but E-City will happen soon. Part 1.
E-City is the best arc.
Yeah, a lot of people love it, which is why it'll be exciting to get to. I don't know if I'll end up starting E-City or stopping before it, because it's long and it will not be done in a single stream.
That's valid.
Yeah. Alright. After entering the city, the two walked side by side through the bustling crowd. All of a sudden, Lan Wangji asked, "How is the curse mark?" Wei Wuxian, Jinling was buried too close to our dear friend and got stained with quite a lot of resentful energy. It faded a bit, but it's not completely gone. The chances are we can only find a way to remove it after we find the whole corpse, or at least the head. It doesn't really cause much trouble anyways. The dear friend was none other than the man that had been cut to pieces. Since they didn't know who he was, Wei Wuxian suggested that they referred to him as dear friend. Lan Wangji didn't say anything after hearing it, but he didn't object to it either, which could be interpreted as silent approval. Of course, he himself would never use the word. Lan Wangji, how much is a bit? Wei Wuxian indicated with his hands. A bit is just a bit. How do I explain it? Should I take my clothes off and show you? Lan Wangji's brows shifted slightly, as if he was actually worried that Wei Wuxian would strip right here and right now. He replied with an indifferent tone, "Take them off after we return." Wei Wuxian laughed, whirled around, and walked a few steps facing backward. Before, in order to escape as soon as possible, he desperately tried to disgust others, from feigning madness to purposefully losing face. Now that his identity was revealed, if he were anyone else, he would have felt extremely ashamed, remembering all those things he did. Only someone with a face as thick as Wei Wuxian would carry on as if he wasn't involved in anything. Speaking of it, if he were anyone else, with at least some face, he would never have done such ridiculous things as climbing into someone's bed at night, insisting on sharing a bathtub together, and asking if he looked pretty after putting on makeup. Since he pretended that he didn't remember anything, Lan Wangji naturally refrained from bringing up the subject, the two acting as if nothing had happened. Today was the first time he made such a joke again after his identity was no longer a secret. When he finished laughing, Wei Wuxian immediately put on a serious face. Han Guangjun, do you think that the people who set our dear friend's hand in Mo Village and made it attack your juniors are the people who sewed his legs on another corpse and buried them in the wall? Are the same group of people? Both in the past and the present, in his mind, he directly called Lan Wangji by his first name, but he got used to it the last few days of calling him by his title. Besides, him calling his name created this tone of exaggerated seriousness, sounding unexplainably funny. Thus, when they were outside, he continued to call him such in a semi-earnest way. Lan Wangji, there are two groups. Wei Wuxian, well, I agree. Taking such pain to sew the legs to another corpse and hide them in a wall obviously meant that they didn't want the limbs to be discovered. If so, they wouldn't have purposefully tossed out the left hand to attack the Gusulan sex people, since it would definitely have caused attention and investigation. One went to great lengths to hide everything, while the other rashly attacked, almost as if they wanted to be discovered. They're probably not the same group of people. Everything that needed to be said had been said. Lan Wangji seemed like he didn't have anything else to say anymore, but responded with an approving, Anyway. Wei Wuxian turned around, speaking as he walked. The people who hid the legs knew about the Qinghe Ni sex saber hall tradition, while the people who let the left hand loose knew about the Gusulan sex plans. I don't think any of them have simple intents. There are more and more secrets. Lan Wangji, one step at a time. Wei Wuxian, how did you recognize me? Lan Wangji, think for yourself. Questions and answers passed quickly between them, without even a moment of rest. Wei Wuxian originally wanted to wait until Lan Wangji was not paying attention and make him blurt out the answer to the last question. Even though he didn't succeed, he wasn't discouraged at all and continued to switch topics of the conversation at a pace. I've never been to Yuyang before. I've always had other people to inquire about things for me. This time I'm gonna have to take a break, and you can ask around. Would you mind, Han Guangjun? Lan Wangji turned around and got going at once. Wei Wuxian immediately interrupted. Wait, Han Jun, may I ask where you're going? Lan Wangji looked back. To find the cultivational sect of this area. Wei Wuxian tugged at his sword tassel and dragged him in the opposite direction. Why would you find them? This is their area. Even if they know, they wouldn't tell you. They either couldn't deal with it and hid it so that they didn't lose face, or tried as hard as they could since they didn't want other people to meddle with things. My honorable Han Guangjun, it isn't that I want to purposefully shame you, but you really can't do without me when handling things outside. If you ask around in such a manner, I'd be surprised if you actually managed to get results. Although these words were a bit rude, tenderness pooled within Lan Wangji's eyes. Again, he spoke in a low voice. Mm. Wei Wuxian laughed. What did you for? That's not how you should have responded. Meanwhile, in his heart, he commented gleefully, is the only thing he knows to say. He's still so stuffy. Lan Wangji, then how should I ask? Wei Wuxian pointed to the side. Go over there, of course. He pointed toward a wide street. Bright red banners of all shapes and sizes hung on both sides of the street, fluttering in the wind. Every single shop opened its doors widely, with round black jars placed from within to outside the entrance. There were also waiters holding small trays of liquor bowls, recommending their shops to the passerbys. The strong scent of liquor drifted through the street. No wonder Wei Wuxian walked slower and slower. He stopped altogether when they arrived at the next street corner, and even dragged Lan Wangji to a halt. Wei Wuxian put on a serious face. The waiters here are usually young and hard-working. With so many customers a day and many mouths spreading gossip, nothing strange going on around the area would escape their ears and eyes. Lan Wangji replied with an, but it was written all over his face that you just want to have a few drinks, don't you? Oh, I scrolled too much. Wei Wuxian pretended as if he couldn't understand Lan Wangji's expression, continuing to pull the other's sword tassel. He stepped into the street of liquor shops with beaming eyes. At once, the waiters from 5 or 6 different shops came over, each more enthusiastic than the next. Would you like a taste? The Hay family's liquor is well known all around the area. Young master, have a taste of this. You don't have to pay. If you enjoy the liquor, then come to our shop. This one doesn't smell strong, but wait until you drink it up. If you can still stand after you finish this, I'll adopt your surname. Hearing this, Wei Wuxian responded, Very well. He took the liquor bowl and then he took the waiter bowl that waiter held, drank it up, and then showed him the empty bowl with a grin. Adopt my surname? Surprisingly, the waiter wasn't scared. Sticking his chin up, he looked even more confident. I meant if you drink a whole jar. Wei Wuxian, then give me 3 jars. The waiter was more than delighted and rushed back inside the shop. Wei Wuxian turned to Lan Wangji. We're doing business here, aren't we? First, we help their business, then we talk about other things. After we pay, it'll be easy to get them talking. Lan Wangji took out money to pay. The two walked inside the shop. Inside, there were wooden tables and chairs for the customers to rest and chat. One of the other waiters in the shop saw how Lan Wangji looked and figured that he wasn't the average person. Not daring to slight him, he only directed them to a table after he wiped the table and chairs for a long while. With 2 jars by his foot and another in his hand, Wei Wuxian chatted with the waiter for a few moments, then cut to the chase, asking again for any strange things that had happened in the area. The waiter was also a talkative person. He rubbed his hands together. What sort of strange things? Haunted houses, deserted cemeteries, corpses that were cut apart, and so on. The waiter's eyes darted back and forth between them. What do you do for a living, you and him? Wei Wuxian, haven't you guessed it already? The waiter understood. Of course, it's easy to guess. You two must be one of those cultivators who fly around in the clouds and heavens, especially the one next to you. Among average folks, I've never seen such a Wei Wuxian grinned. Such a pretty person? The waiter laughed. If you say this, the young master next to you will be displeased. Strange things, wasn't it? They did happen. Not now, but 10 years ago. Walk in this direction. After you leave the city, walk around for 2 miles, then you'd see quite a lovely residence. I don't know if their signboard is still there or not. It's the Chang clan's residence. Wei Wuxian, what's wrong with the residence? The entire clan died, the waiter said. You asked for strange things, so of course I'm telling you the strangest of things. The entire clan was wiped out, and I heard that they were frightened to death. Hearing this, Lan Wangji was absorbed in thought, appearing as if he remembered something. On the other hand, Wei Wuxian didn't notice anything. Is there any cultivational sex around this area? It must have been an extremely cruel being if it was able to frighten the members of an entire clan to death. Not every sect was like the Qinghe Ni sect, having difficulties that it couldn't mention. Most sects would never tolerate the appearance of something like this in their area. The waiter replied, Yes, of course there is. Wei Wuxian, then how did they deal with the situation? Deal with the situation? The waiter swung the cleaning rag onto his shoulder and also sat down, revealing the secret that he'd been keeping in for so long. Young master, do you know what the surname of the cultivational sect in Yuyang was? It was Chang. The clan who died was their clan. If everyone died, who would there be to deal with this situation? The Chang clan was wiped out and had been the cultivational sect stationed in this area. Wei Wuxian had never heard of some Yuyang Chang sect before, meaning that it definitely wasn't a prominent sect, but the fact that a whole clan had been wiped out was definitely a significant event. He immediately asked, How was the Chang clan wiped out? The waiter, This is what I've heard. One night, the noise. One night, the noise of slamming on doors suddenly came from the Chang clan's residence. Wei Wuxian, the noise of slamming on doors? That's right. The slamming was so loud that it almost reached the heavens. In it, there came screams and cries as if everyone was locked inside, unable to come out. Strange, isn't it? The door was bolted from within, so if you were on the inside and you wanted to get out, you could have just opened it. Why would you slam on the doors? Even if you slam on them, the people outside wouldn't be able to get to you. Besides, if you couldn't get out from the doors, couldn't you climb over the walls? The people were quite confused. Everyone knew that the Chang clan was very powerful in the area because the people there cultivated. The head of their clan, Chang Ping, I think, had a sword that could fly and have him stand on it as it flew. Say something really happened inside, and even his own clan couldn't take care of it. If ordinary people went over, they would have been searching for their own deaths. This is why nobody built any ladders or climbed over the walls to peek inside. Just like this, the night passed, and the wailing inside grew quieter and quieter. On the next day, as the sun came out, the doors of the Chung clan opened on their own. Within the house, among the men and women, 10 or so masters and a few dozen of servants, some sat, some lay, vomiting their bladders out. All of them were frightened to death. The owner of the liquor shop turned around and scolded. "You're gonna die. Why are you not doing work and telling old tales about people dying?" Wei Wuxian. 5 more jars, please. Wei Wuxian. Lan Wangji paid the price for 10 jars. The owner beamed at once, warning the waiter, "Look after the customers properly. Don't go running around." Wei Wuxian, you can continue. Without anything else to worry about, the waiter tried as hard as he could and continued the story in an animated voice. After then, for a long time, anyone who walked by the Chang residence at night could hear the noises of slamming on walls coming from the inside. Think about it. People like them who fly in the skies and have seen countless ghosts and monsters before, yet they were frightened to death? How frightening would that have to be? If you're often out at night, you definitely bump into some ghosts. Even after they were buried, you can hear them slamming on their coffins. Although the head of their clan, Changping, was away from home and survived. Wei Wuxian, didn't you say the whole clan died? Oh, that's a weird cutoff for the chapter, but okay. That's the cutoff for the chapter. I don't think any of these author notes are necessary. Why did they added an author note for Lan Wangji just going like, like?
Wait, let me take a peek at the author's notes.
I don't think requires an author's note, a translator's note. Like, I think people probably get it, and I think people know what a title is and what a bath. I mean, I guess people wouldn't know what bathtubs were like in ancient China, but I don't know. I feel like Sword Castle is obvious too.
Listen, some people are stupid.
That's true. Oh man, I would like to drink from a liquor bowl. I think they're neat. I feel like it would change the experience of drinking.
How so?
I don't know, but I think it would just be like a unique experience. It's different. It hits different.
Drinking off a plate.
Basically, yeah, it's practically a plate.
I used to do that when I was small.
You drink alcohol?
Yeah, but also I was talking about drinking off of plates.
I know. I'm talking about specifically drinking alcohol off plates. I accidentally drank beer when I was 3. I mean, yeah, I guess.
Accidentally?
Yeah, it was turned at a certain angle so that I saw beer and I assumed it was root beer. And I'm like, cool, I like root beer. So I took a drink and then I was like, gross. And then I put it back and left. And I don't think my dad ever even noticed that I drank his beer and then left as a very small child.
I used to drink, you know, like glass bottles of alcohol, of beer.
Yeah.
I didn't get to drink those. I would go to the empty bottles of those and drink what was left of, like, at the bottom of them, which was mostly spit.
Ew.
And I would share it. I would share it with our dog at the time.
Yeah, I know that from that quiz you sent the other day.
All of the time.
Gross. You don't even like alcohol.
Well, not anymore. I think if I didn't have like loads of trauma, I might.
Well, you're legal, aren't you? Didn't you try and drink some when you turned legal?
Well, I've had alcohol on occasion. I've just never been drunk.
I've been drunk very, very few times.
That's valid.
I have to drink so much to get drunk. It's hard work. I have too high of a tolerance. Anyways.
Yeah, I've had at most like a couple drinks in one night, maybe like 3 or 4 at most. But they were like really sweet drinks, so.
Yeah, I like
And it was the
fruity
middle of the
stuff.
summer, and my aunt was visiting.
Mm,
And I think that's the most I've ever drank.
okay. Let's move on. Chapter 29, Do Part 2. It was a weird cutoff on the last chapter.
Do part 2.
I just, I can't read. The word do makes me think of Mountain Dew. I just
I'm
always have
thinking
that
about
association.
like do as an action. So like they're doing things, and then
They are.
I'm thinking about to do Fire Emblem. It's like, what should I do?
They're really not doing much in the do section, actually. It's kind of just, let's establish some backstory.
Let's get one of the local waiters to give us a story.
Gossip. And then find out about Zhu
Let's
Yang's
go gossip.
existence. Anyways, that's a little bit spoilery. But, Zhu Yang exists. That's all I said. I didn't say anything else more than that. Shh.
People die.
Anyways.
I'm
Well,
going to
yeah.
spoil
We do
everything
know
right now.
that.
People die, and there's a lot of suffering and death, and suffering die.
And children. Lots of children. Anyways.
You said children, and I thought you said children, and I'm like, I mean it tracks, but
Yeah.
also, hello?
A murder child. Anyways. The waiter. Take it easy. I was just about to mention that. Everyone did die. Well, everyone did die. Although I said that he survived, it was only for a short while. After a few years, the clan's head Changping died as well. This time, the death was even more horrifying. He was killed by Ling Chi with a sword. I don't need to tell you what Ling Chi is, do I? Yes, you do. Okay, it's when the flesh on someone's body is piece by piece sliced off with a saber or sword for 3,600 times until all of the flesh is gone and there's only a skeleton left. Of course, it was impossible for Wei Wuxian not to know what Ling Chi was. If somebody wanted a book called A Thousand Ways to Die Agonizing Deaths, he'd have been the person who was most qualified to write it. He raised a hand. I understand. Then, do you know why the Chang clan was wiped out? The waiter. I heard that it was planned by another cultivational sect. That's for sure, right? Or else, why did a bunch of people who could cultivate fail to escape? They were definitely trapped inside by something, or someone. In case the conversation wasn't going well, the owner of the shop even brought over 2 side dishes of peanuts and sunflower seeds. Wei Wuxian nodded in acknowledgement and continued while eating the sunflower seeds. Did anyone find out what exactly the something or someone was? The waiter laughed. Young master, now you're just joking. How could we ordinary people who are just trying to get through life know anything about those who fly around in the skies? Logically, you guys should know more than me since you all cultivate. I've only heard some vague talk of how they offended someone whom they shouldn't have. Anyways, after that, nobody was left in charge of the evil beings around Yu Yan. Wei Wuxian pondered. Somebody whom they shouldn't have offended? That's right, the waiter ate 2 peanuts. These sects, or whatever, indeed hold grudges against the others.
Peanut eater.
I'm thinking that the
Gonna commit slander.
yeah, I'm thinking that the Chang clan must have been targeted by other cultivators. Isn't killing for the sake of treasures common or something? Those books all said so. Tales and legends as well. Although I don't know exactly who exactly did it. It was apparently related to a very famous villain. Here it comes. Wei Wuxian smiled as he lifted the liquor bowl to his lips, glancing sideways at him. Let me guess. You're gonna say that you don't know who the villain was? The waiter cracked up. Guess again. I definitely know this one. He was called something along of peculiar, right? Patriarch. The Yiling Patriarch. Wei Wuxian choked, letting out a series of bubbles into the liquor with a splash. What? Him again? The waiter confirmed. Yep, that's right. His surname was Wei. He was called Wei Wu Qian, I think. People sounded both hateful and scared when they mentioned him. Wu Qian. Wei Wuxian thought it over and determined 2 things. One, he had never been to Yuyang before, and two, among all of the people he had killed, none of them had died by Ling Qi. He felt that this was a bit absurd and looked over at Lan Wangji as if he wanted an explanation. Lan Wangji had been waiting for this look since quite a while ago. He replied, "We're leaving." Wei Wuxian immediately understood. Lan Wangji had something to say to him, and it couldn't be said in the liquor shop under everyone's noses. He stood up. "Then let's leave." "How much?" "Right, it's been paid already. I'm leaving the liquor here for now. I'll continue drinking after we finish," he added, half joking. "Make sure it's still here when I get back." Having already finished more than half of the plate of peanuts, the waiter responded, "Of course! Our shop is honest to everyone, from the old to the young. Leave him here and don't worry, we'll wait until you come back to close our shop. Hey, young masters, are you going to the Chang residence right now?" "Whoa, now that's pretty cool. I'm from the area and I haven't even been there. I've only ever dared to sneak a few looks at it from far away. Are you two going inside? What are you going to do?" Wei Wuxian, "We're also just going to sneak a few looks from far away." The young waiter had an outgoing personality, getting friendly with strangers a bit too quickly. Although they've only chatted for a short while, he was already treating Wei Wuxian as if they were friends. He came over and put his arm around Wei Wuxian's shoulder. Is the work you two do hard? Do you earn lots of money? Probably a ton, right? What a respectable job. Let me ask you something. Is it difficult to get started? As he babbled, he suddenly shut his mouth nervously, looking to the side. He whispered, "Young master, why is the one beside you staring at me?" Wei Wuxian followed his gaze to see Lan Wangji turn around, stand up, and walk outside the liquor shop. "Oh, him? This friend of mine was brought up strictly. He absolutely hates it when other people are being too comfortable with each other in front of him. Isn't that strange?" The waiter awkwardly took his arm away, replying in a hushed voice, "Strange indeed. The way he looked over, you'd think I was putting my arm around his wife." Well,
Maybe so.
maybe. With Lan Wangji's hearing ability, it was impossible for him to not catch something just because it was in a lowered voice. Imagine how he'd feel right now. Wei Wuxian tried so hard not to laugh that his stomach hurted. Why'd they write it as hurted? He quickly said to the waiter, "Yeah."
I'm hurted.
Mhm. He quickly said to the waiter, "I finished a jar." The waiter, "I'm sorry." Wei Wuxian pointed at himself, "I'm standing." Finally recalling that if you can stand after you finish this, I'll adopt your surname that he said earlier, he blotted out, wow. I'm not kidding, but this is my first time seeing someone who can still stand and speak properly after downing a jar. Young master, what's your surname?" Wei Wuxian, "My surname." Suddenly remembering the Wei Wu Qian that the waiter mentioned, the corner of his lips twitched. He smoothly translated.
Married?
He smoothly transitioned. Islan. The waiter
They're
was also
married.
already married. The waiter was also someone with a thick face, announcing without change of expression, "Yes, from today on, my surname will be Lan." Under the bright red banner of the liquor shop, it seemed as if for one second Lan Wangji's figure stumbled ever so slightly. With a mischievous smile on his face, Wei Wuxian walked over with his hands behind his back and patted his shoulder. "Han Guangjun, thank you for paying the bill. I made him adopt your surname." After they left the city, the two walked in the direction of where the waiter pointed at. The number of people gradually decreased, while the number of trees increased. Wei Wuxian asked, "Back then, why did you not let me continue asking him?" Lan Wangji, "I suddenly remembered hearing about what happened in Yu Yang. There was no need to continue asking." Wei Wuxian, "Before you tell me, let me ask you something. Confirm me for me that, wiping out of the Chang clan wasn't done by me, was it? Other than how he died 10 years ago and his soul had been fairly stable, it was impossible that he killed an entire clan and didn't remember anything." They changed the number of years from 13 to 10. Anyways, Lan
I thought
Wangji.
it was never, like, stated in the novel if it was 13 years and that was just a Donghua only thing.
They said 13
And
years in the very beginning.
yeah, in the beginning of the Donghua.
Well, in the beginning of the novel, too, they say 13 years, and now they said 10 years. MXTX, is bad at keeping a timeline straight in general. It's confusing.
Stares at heaven officials
I,
blessing any 800 years of timeline that was needed.
I was very confused by trying to figure out Jinling's age based on when he was born and when Wei Wuxian died in 13 years. It's very confusing. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, he's like
He
13?
should he should be
14?
13. He should be 13, but they say that he is turning 15. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
But
it doesn't.
I don't I don't think you can think about it too hard because it just doesn't make sense
Maybe
really.
he's like. Maybe he just lies about his age to seem cooler.
Maybe just
I
so
mean,
that
it
he can be
tracks
like,
for him.
I'm older, leave me alone, stop bullying me. I'm older than you actually. So even though they've known him his entire life. Um
Yeah.
let's see. It was impossible that he killed an entire clan and didn't remember anything. Lan Wangji, no. Wei Wuxian, oh. It was as if he returned to those days before he died, of being even worse than a sewer rat, despised by everyone. He played a role in everything. He was to be blamed for everything. Even if one's neighbor's grandson didn't eat properly and lost 5 pounds, it was because the child was frightened by stories of the Yiling patriarch commanding the ghost general to murder people. However, Lan Wangji spoke again. The killing was not done by you, but it was related to you. Wei Wuxian, what's the relationship? Lan Wangji, there are two relationships. First, one of the people who are connected to it share a past with your mother. Wei Wuxian stopped in his tracks. He didn't know what he was feeling at the moment or how his face looked, pausing for a moment as he spoke. My mother? Wei Wuxian was the son of Wei Changze, a servant of the Yunming Jiang sect in Zhangse Sanren, a rogue cultivator. Both Jiang Fengmen and his wife, Yu Ziyuan, were quite familiar with Wei Wuxian's parents. Despite this, Jiang Fengmen never reminisced about his old friend in front of Wei Wuxian, and moreover, Yu Ziyuan never spoke properly to Wei Wuxian at all. It was lucky for him if she didn't give him a few whips and send him to kneel in the ancestral hall, so that he'd keep his distance from Jiang Chang. Other people told him most of the time things he knew about his parents. He really didn't know much more than what everyone else knew. Lan Wangji also halted, turning around to look at him. Have you heard of the name Zhao Jingchen? Wei Wuxian searched through his memories. No. Lan Wangji, no is correct. He was well known when he left the mountain 12 years ago. Now nobody mentions him. 12 years ago yeah, okay, now they're back to saying it's 13 years. 12 years ago just so happened to be 1 year after the stage at Yiling's Lanzhuang Hill, which meant that he only just missed it. Wei Wuxian asked, What's the mountain? Who taught him? Lan Wangji, I do not know which mountain it was. His was taught by a cultivator. Zhao Jingchen was a pupil of Baoshan Sanren. Wei Wuxian finally understood why Lan Wangji said that this person shared a past with his mother. So that means Zhao Jingchen is my Shishu. Zhangse Sanren was also a pupil of Baoshan Sanren. Baoshan Sanren was a cultivator who lived in and secluded from the rest of the world, rumored to be the same generation as Wen Mao and Lan An. Most of the heroes from that generation had already turned to dust, yet Baoshan Sanren was said to have still remained unfallen. If it was really so, then she must be hundreds of years old and have quite a high level of cultivation. Back then, with the lead of Wen Mao, and cultivation world focused on the rise of clans instead of sects, and cultivational forces connected by blood ties rose as if they were bamboo shoots. After a spring rain, without exception, every cultivator who was slightly famous chose to found a sect. Yet this cultivator decided to retire to solitude, living in a mountain under the cultivational name of Baoshan Sanren. Nobody knows, though, which mountain she was embracing. Speaking of it, it was only called retiring into solitude because nobody knew. If after one retired into solitude they could be found easily, it wouldn't be called retiring into solitude anymore. She lived in an unknown celestial mountain and would secretly take up abandoned children up the mountain to be her pupils. However, all of her pupils had to vow that they would devote their whole lives to cultivation, never leaving the mountain or entering human society, or else, no matter what the reason was, they were never to go back again. They need to depend on themselves to survive in the mortal world, cutting all ties with their teacher. Everyone spoke highly of Baoshan Sanren for her foresight in setting this rule. This was because during the few hundreds of years, only three of her pupils left this mountain: Yanling Daoren, Zhangse Sanren, and Zhao Jingchen. Of these three pupils, none died a peaceful death. Wei Wuxian knew about the fates of the first and second pupils ever since he was young. So no further explanations were needed. Thus, Lan Wangji told him of the stories of the last pupil, his Shishu. When Zhao Jingchen left the mountain, he was only 17. Lan Wangji had never met him in person, but he had heard about Xiao Jingchen's talent from others. At that time, the Sunshot campaign. Why is it weird to me that Xiao Jingchen is younger than Lan Wangji and Wei Wuxian? He feels like he should be a middle-aged man.
What are you so mean about?
Uh,
He's not that old.
I just think he feels like he should be a middle-aged man. I've always kind of viewed him as a middle-aged man. The fact that he's like 20, he's like 30? I don't know. I guess that's not so bad. That's not so off. But I feel like he should be older than like the main cast, but
Kenny
he's not.
voice. Kenny voice. No.
I don't know. He doesn't seem. He seems older. He seems old. He gives me old person vibes. Weird. I view the main cast as being younger than them, but I guess.
That makes sense.
When I read these chapters, I think I was very tired and read through them very quickly. So I don't know if I ever caught what his age is. So this is news to
I
me.
don't think they really gave us direct ages for most
No,
of them.
but he was 17 when he left the mountain 12 years ago.
Oh.
So he would be 29 right now.
And he's gotta have been dead for a few years
That's
now.
a spoiler. Wait,
Oh,
no, wait. They kind of said that he was dead. They said all of them died. So that I guess that's not really a spoiler. Okay, we're good. We're good. I think.
Whoopsies.
They implied that he's dead already. It's fine.
Even if they didn't imply it, it might be kind of obvious.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why would they introduce the character like 40 chapters in and say, this chapter 29, here's a new character?
Oh, wait. Actually, that is going to be a spoiler and ruin something. Whatever, it's fine. Anyways.
Well, as long as we don't say the cause.
Yeah. That plot twist really threw me off. I had to stop reading when I got to it. We'll get to it later, I guess. Where was I?
A plot twist?
There's a plot twist relating to him later that really threw me off, and I had to stop reading when I read this for the first time because I was like, "What the hell just happened?"
Was a plot twist. I kind of just assumed, like, yeah, that tracks.
It's something that happened. It's something that happens a lot later. I don't want to say it while the streaming recording.
Vaguely allude to what it might be.
The snap.
What snap?
I'll just type it.
Okay. Oh, that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't see that coming, and I stopped.
I didn't know it was him, but
yeah,
I didn't really believe that, like, yeah, no, that can't be that person, because I don't think.
Yeah, I had no idea what was going on.
Would be in this place at this time.
I was just fully lost. I'm like, he bad? Anyways, we'll stop talking about this because it's hard to avoid spoiling. So we'll move on. I don't think we'll get that far today, but let's see. Where was I? All right. When Zhao Jingchen left the mountain, he was only 17. Lan Wangji had never met him in person, but he had heard about Zhao Jingchen's talent from others. At that time, the Sunshot campaign had only finished a few years ago, and the siege at Yiling's Luanzhang Hill had just ended. All of the prominent sects were recruiting qualified cultivators from around to be a part of them. Zhao Jingchen left the mountain in hopes of saving the world. With his excellent talent and capable teacher, during his first night hunt, he held a horsetail whisk in one hand and a long sword in the other. Entering the mountain alone and claiming first place, he became famous overnight. You have a thing for characters with horsetail whisks. I just wanted to point that out. There's at least two. Anyways. As the sects saw such a bright, gifted cultivator at a young age, they all invited him to their sects. Yet, Xiao Jingchen turned down all of the offers. He said that he didn't want to depend on any sects, but he wanted to build a new sect with a close friend that didn't value a bloodline. He had a soft personality but a solid heart, gentle on the outside but determined on the inside. Whenever someone had a difficult matter at hand, the first thing they thought of was to find him for help. As a person of moral integrity, he never refused either, which is why people often spoke of him with appraisal. That was around when the wiping of Yu Yang clan happened. Oh, okay. Wuxian means no envies, while Wuqian means no money. They called him broke. I mean, they're not wrong, but okay. Disciple uncle. Okay, so whoop. My internet cut out at some point. Uh-oh. I'm still recording at least. So the YouTube recording will be fine. Oops. I don't know. Okay. Okay. I don't know what happened, and if it's coming back. What is going on? Is my internet back? Alright, we'll see if it connects. Okay. Wait. Hello? Hello? Is the Discord call working?
Well?
Is the Twitch stream working?
I don't know, I'm not using Twitch right now.
I think the Twitch stream is still reconnecting.
F.
I don't know what happened, and I also am not positive at what point it disconnected. The YouTube recording will be fine, because that does not... Recording it, my screen does not rely on the stream working. But the Twitch archive is gonna be wag. And probably skip some things.
That's so sad.
Yeah. Oof. Is it back on? Still doesn't look back. I might need to maybe I'll just completely restart.